Hello guys and welcome to another track guide video, and this is Fuji International Speedway, and for this one we gotta be using the GTR, and it's pretty much the fastest car around this track. I mean, if you want to go for the straight line speed, I would kind of recommend going with the CLK, but this car is pretty decent when it comes to all-around performance, and I just did my best lap with it, so I'm just deciding to share it with you as usual. So without further ado guys, let's get going. And okay, let's get going with this track guide video, and I have to say, upshifting and downshifting is quite useful with this car, so use it. So don't hesitate when it comes to downshifting and also when it comes to upshifting. But this is our first braking point, just as I passed the 150, it's kind of at a 125, brake in the straight line, and then just as I try to turn in, I always try to grab the inside of this curb. This time I couldn't really, but it's quite useful to get to the inside in second gear on the way out. So it's kind of useful to get to the inside of the curb, but it's not crucial, so you can actually get away with it if you eventually not hit the curb. But here I'm looking at the dot there on the right, just a little tap on the brakes, maybe about 10-15% downshifting and upshifting into fifth. So I'm downshifting in fourth and upshifting into fifth very quickly, I have to say. So I said it in the intro of this video, you have to kind of use the upshifts and downshifts. Just aiming for this point right there in the middle of the corner, I lift for a little while, maybe for like a half a second, and I always try to get to the second patch right here. So it's the first one, you kind of go wide, drift a little bit wide, and you're aiming for the second. In between, you always want to kind of upshift. Yeah, kind of, if you really need to upshift, but eventually you will see what I'm doing with this one. So we're looking at the dot, and here just downshifting, upshifting once again. So basically we are kind of using the upshifts and downshifts just to get the car around the track even faster than it normally should, but eventually you will kind of pick up the... I mean, it kind of takes a bit of time to get all of this together, but I mean, once you do, it's just, you know, it just comes up naturally, I guess. Looking at the downlope sign right there, just before it, breaking the straight line, looking at the line on the left, which is the white line on the left, cutting it in, but cutting it in late, so you can open up the throttle a little bit sooner for this one. So you're kind of compromising your exit out of the previous one, so you can kind of get more out of this whole section, which kind of makes sense in the end, because you're getting about, I think, 2/10 if you're doing this. So we are looking at the end of the curb, but basically that's the kind of the start of the Astro right there. Again, downshifting into second, upshifting into third to getting rotation, and eventually the tires are not really spinning in third gear, so you're getting more traction. Looking at the end of the curb right there, a bit of braking. I think I outbraked the car here, so yeah, you can do a little bit less braking and upshifting in the second gear, and on the way out, sometimes it's kind of useful to get up in third if you get a wide entry, so it's kind of useful, but eventually, as I said, just try to find second or third gear. Now looking at the end right there, this is the last corner, Marshall's box, and just before the curb I start accelerating. I'm not accelerating when I pass the apex, I'm actually accelerating before the apex. So I think this scenario is kind of better because you're carrying more speed all the way down the straight, and eventually I got it into 28.1, which I believe is kind of good. I mean, I've seen 27s, but I think this lap was quite useful. So once again guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash the like button, I mean, like you usually do, because I usually get like 200 likes. But thank you very much for all of those likes, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.